Never give up the road that refused to end in a quiet European town called Ravensbrück. Mornings arrived slowly. Mist floated above cobblestone streets. Life there followed an old rhythm, safe, predictable, and small. In a narrow wooden house near the edge of town lived a boy named Elias Hartmann. Elias was ordinary in every way people cared about, but extraordinary in one way they didn't notice it. He refused to stop dreaming. Elias's father worked long hours repairing railway tracks. His hands were always rough, his back always tired. His mother baked bread for neighbors, smiling even when worry lived in her eyes. Money was scarce. Hope was scarcer. Yet every evening, Elias sat by the window, sketching bridges, towers, and roads in a worn notebook. He imagined paths that connected places, paths that allowed people to escape limits. One day, his father saw the drawings. "You should focus on something practical," he said gently. "Dreams don't feed families." Elias nodded, but inside, something resisted. School was cruel to Elias. Numbers confused him. Equations slipped away. He studied harder than anyone, yet his grades stayed low. Teachers shook their heads. "You're trying," one said, "but effort doesn't always lead to success." His classmates were less kind. "Some people are born smart," they laughed. "You're not one of them." Every failure chipped away at his confidence. Every red mark on his paper whispered the same lie. Quid. By the age of 16, Elias failed the entrance exam to the Technical Academy, his only chance to move forward. That night, he tore his notebook in half. Winter arrived early that year. Snow buried Ravensbrück, and silence filled the air. Elias climbed the familiar hill outside town, the same place he had gone since childhood. He stood there, shaking not from cold, but from defeat. "But I tried," he said aloud. "I really tried." Tears froze on his cheeks. That's when he noticed a dim lantern moving uphill. An old man struggled forward, step by step, leaning on a cane. Elias rushed to help him. "Why are you out here in this weather?" Elias asked. The man smiled. "Because stopping halfway is more dangerous than falling." Those words struck something deep. Before Elias could respond, the man continued upward, disappearing into the fog. That night, Elias made a promise not to succeed, but to continue. He picked up a new notebook. He studied again, failed again, but this time he didn't stop. He asked questions. He practiced late into the night. He learned slowly, painfully, slowly but steadily. Years passed. Friends moved on. Some succeeded, some quit. Elias stayed. There were moments when hunger distracted him, moments when doubt screamed louder than hope, moments when quitting felt like peace. But he remembered the lantern and the hill and the sunrise he hadn't seen yet. At 24, Elias applied again to the academy. He failed by 1 point. This time, he didn't cry. He tried again. At 26, he was accepted. The journey was brutal. Sleepless nights, endless mistakes. But something had changed. No longer feared failure. Failure failure had become familiar, and therefore powerless. Years later, Ravensbrück gathered near the valley, but a massive bridge stood ready, strong, elegant, uniting the town with the world beyond the mountains. Reporters came, people whispered in disbelief. When the engineer stepped forward, silence fell. It was Elias, the boy who failed exams. The boy who was told to quit. The boy who nearly surrendered on a snowy hill. He looked at the crowd and said softly, "I didn't win because I was the best. I won because I stayed." Moral of the story: life doesn't reward talent alone. It rewards endurance. You may feel behind. You may feel tired. You may feel invisible. But if you never give up, the road will eventually lead you somewhere beautiful. Keep walking. Your sunrise is waiting.